and a very warm welcome to Silverstone for the 23rd running of the Walter Hayes Trophy, an iconic event on the British Motorsport calendar, the greatest Formula Ford 1600 event in the world. It's Luke Cooper. Now, Luke was provisionally on pole position, but he's been knocked back to second place. He had a time disallowed after qualifying this morning. He was one of three drivers to have one lap disallowed, but the safety car was pulled in, the green flags are waved, and the Walter Hayes Trophy is properly underway now on lap 3 of the race then. So it's Michael Moyers leading the way then as they head down to Copse Corner for the first time. It's Sam Harrison pulling to the inside line. Can he make a move there on anyone? No, he can't. So it's Moyers leading from Luke Cooper in second place, and in third place it's Hugh Esterson as they all go through Copse for the first time.
Yeah, you can't see much if you're behind someone, so Luke Cooper keen to pull out up alongside into Maggots and Beckett's, but couldn't quite make that work. So it is Moyers that still leads.
So start of the final lap, Michael Moyers has done another best lap of the race now, but he's still leading. Luke Cooper second, and it's still Hugh Esterson in third.
But this first group very close together, considering how tricky the conditions are. I know he had a few racing laps, but very impressive stuff. But for Michael Moyers, it looks like he's going to take what I think will be his first win in this car.
Cooper takes second, Hugh Esterson is third, Felix Fisher fourth, Samuel Harrison fifth, Jonathan Kotick is sixth.
Cars over Heat 2 have headed to the assembly area, so we'll head back to the commentary box, back to Ian Soman for Heat 2 of the 2023 Walter Hayes Trophy.
So pole position is going to go the way of Josh Fisher, and besides him is Jason Smith. So they make up the front row. Two South Africans on row 2, Andrew Rexstraw and Josh LaRue. Jacob Tofts and Jordan Kelly are on the third row of the grid. As the lights go out and the race gets underway then, it's Josh Fisher and Jason Smith leading the way through Copse Corner for the first time as they make their way through, and we've got a spinner, and it is Josh Fisher. He looked very crossed up on the way into the corner, and he's out of the, well, he's not out of the race, but Andrew Rexstraw is out of the race in car number 40 from the second row of the grid. Yep. So it's Jason Smith leading. Coming through to the end of lap 1 and skating off the road, there goes Tom Bradshaw then. He's done lots of racing and historics and more modern cars since he had that Formula Ford Championship 17 years ago, but he's out of the heat. He's going to have to go through the progression race tomorrow. Lucas Romanek is rival for the championship, but he skates off the road and into the gravel trap. Now, can he get it through the gravel trap? He's going to find Tom Bradshaw a little bit further round the corner. Can he get out of the gravel trap? Jordan Kelly, the national champion? Yes, he can. He's back into the race. Jason Smith wins Heat 2 then of the Walter Hayes Trophy for 2023, and it's a fairly comfortable win, it has to be said, from Josh LaRue in second place, Jacob Tofts third.
A difficult race, but you got the lead at the start. That's so important.
Yeah, no, I got a good start. Me and Fisher were equal going into turn 1. He kind of came over in front of me, and I was just with no grip on the inside. We just came together slightly. He went off, and then it was just a matter of keeping my head and just keep on putting in laps, and that was it, and that's what I done.
Yeah, rain falling quite heavily again here at Silverstone as we look ahead to Heat 3. Let's have a look at the grid then. Pole position, it's Michael Eastwell. Brandon McGorgan in the Oldfield Motorsport Van Diemen Jowl 13 lines up alongside him on the front row of the grid. On the right-hand side of the picture, it's Michael Eastwell. On the left, Brandon McGorgan. They're underway now for 8 laps of racing and heading off down towards Copse Corner for the first time. It's a good start by Eastwell. Looks like the McGorgan car is slotted in behind him in second place. Michael Eastwell is that wins Heat 3 from Brandon McGorgan in second place. The gap 2.5 seconds in the end, and Ben Mitchell third.
Yeah, no, it was good start to the weekend for us, so hopefully we can keep this up, but big thanks to the Kevin Mills Racing team as always.
But for now, Heat 4, he's on par with Chris Middlehouse alongside.
Lights go out, the race gets underway then. The Medina of Rory Smith that has the lead, Chris Middlehurst second. It looked like Julian van der Watt was trying to come through into third position, but we've got drivers going around the outside. It is the top 2 as they started.
Middlehurst had a big slide as he hit the brakes through Maggots down into Beckett's, but I think he'd survived. It's Joey Forster that's gone off through the puddle, so he's lost a couple of positions. On
Alla third, and Julian van der Watt just a little bit on his own in fourth place as Foster has another go up the inside for Brooklands, and he's through into fifth place, this time ahead of Lewis Fox.
Yeah, that's all. We've had a collision further behind. That was
that was Tom Radburn and Nathan Tupper. That was for the final place in the semi-finals. And Radburn was the one that was going to go through. Checker flag has gone out though, and Rory Smith it is that wins then from Chris Middlehurst by 3/4 of a second. Nolan Alla was third. Julian van der Watt fourth with the best lap of the race on the final lap, and Joey Foster fifth.
Yeah, I mean, I think, sorry to make it boring, but I think that was just quite like a easy, like mature race from the two of us at the front. I think we both knew that tomorrow is where the real action happens. So just trying to keep it within the white lines, which I've not got a great track record with here.
We're going to have the Formula Ford Festival winner Rory Smith on pole position, and besides him is going to be Jason Smith in his first ever Walt Hayes Trophy. In second row, Chris Middlehurst and Josh LaRue, the KMR Sport Spectrum. Nolan Alla in the Ammonite Motorsport Ray, and Jacob Tofts qualified well in the KMR Spectrum on the third row of the grid. It's a 12-lap race. It's Rory Smith on right of picture, Jason Smith on left of shot. Lights go out, away we go for semi-final one of the Walt Hayes Trophy, and it's a pretty good start by the two on the front row. Chris Middlehurst, I don't think, got away. Oh no, he did get away pretty well. He's going around the outside of Jason Smith to try and take second place there. Chris Middlehurst has got his way up to second, ahead of Jason Smith then at the start of this race, but the lead is being held by the pole position driver, Rory Smith.
And a big moment for Josh LaRue. He was locking up, he was sideways into Beckett's, and he tagged the car ahead and has spun. Rory Smith under pressure from his heat rival yesterday, Chris Middlehurst, who didn't really challenge him yesterday. He's challenging immediately and almost runs into the back of the leading car as they went in towards Brooklands there.
Yes, we do indeed have yellow flags and safety car boards out around the circuit, but we're about to go racing once again to start lap number 4 of this first semi-final.
Joey Forster goes round the outside of Jacob Tofts that was up the curb.
So it's Rory Smith leading, Middlehurst second, Smith is third, side by side a bit further back. Josh Fisher, is he going to get to fourth position? It looks like he's possibly got his nose in front now of Nolan Alla, who's got the inside line though, but Fisher does go through to fourth place. Meanwhile, Joey Forster is going to make up places here. It's Jacob Tofts that's ambushed from both sides. We've got Rory Smith under a lot of pressure here, so it's BM Racing leading, Dolan in second and Dolan in third. They're weaving their way across the circuit, trying to break the toe as they come down to Brooklands corner, and it's Middlehurst that's advancing here on the right hand side of Rory Smith as they come into Brooklands corner, but he can't quite make it work there, but he's very close to the back of the car in front.
Here's a challenge in towards Cops corner. The Team Dolan cars working together, could go up the inside of Rory Smith. Middlehurst is alongside Smith, who's sliding the Medina around.
So running wide in the background there is Jacob Tofts. It's Middlehurst alongside. Oh no, there's contact. That's Jason Smith and Rory Smith. They both go off, and that's surely Walt Hayes Trophy for both of those drivers. Two of the big names, two of the heat winners from yesterday, look like they're out of the race. And we're back running with 3 laps to go in semi-final 1 of the Walt Hayes Trophy. Chris Middlehurst leading, Josh Fisher second, Nolan Alla is third, Joey Forster right with them in fourth place, then Julian van der Watt fifth, and Jacob Tofts in sixth. So
that big toe for the lead. Josh Fisher to the outside of Chris Middlehurst. He breaks later on the dry line and sweeps into the lead as Chris Middlehurst gets sideways behind a big slide for Nolan Alla, and he goes for a spin in the middle of the road.
Middlehurst carrying a bit more speed through Brooklands that time. He's going to go to the outside line, pushing down to the inside at Luffield, trying to get his car up on the inside of Josh Fisher there as they turn their way through the double apex right-hander. Out of it they come now, accelerating towards Woodcote corner to end the lap, to end the first semi-final for the 2023 Walt Hayes Trophy, and it is going to be Josh Fisher that takes the win from 14th place on the grid. Chris Middlehurst is second, Joey Forster third from row 5, Julian van der Watt fourth, Andrew Rackstraw to fifth on the final lap. An awesome effort there from 27th on the grid.
I seen on the outlap that the dry line was on the inside, so on lap 1 I just went to the inside and I overtook so many cars. Yeah, it's all a bit of a blur now, but yeah, I'm really pumped, and thank you to the team.
So pole position for this one goes the way, as we're seeing, of Michael Eastwell. And next to him, double champion in the Walt Hayes Trophy, Michael Moyers. Then on to the second row of the grid, we've heard from Brandon McGorgan, besides Luke Cooper, the double Castle Coombe from the Ford 1600 champion. Ben Mitchell, Hugh Esterson is next to him on the third row of the grid in the Ammonite Motorsport Ray. The race gets underway, looked like a decent start from Moyers and a good start from McGorgan as well. Not such a good start from Luke Cooper from fourth position on the grid. It is going to be Eastwell that just manages to fend off Moyers there, as James Hadfield going to make a move a bit further back as well. Luke Cooper unsaddling the brakings very late. Is he going to get the car turned in for Beckett's? Just about. He's in fifth place at the moment.
They're still going at it over a big puddle, and Ben Mitchell's just going to pass both of them if they're going to battle on the damp side of the circuit. So Ben Mitchell, has he gone second? McCorkin was still alongside him, and they've touched, I think, I'm afraid. Yeah, Mitchell and McCorkin touched there. McCorkin was on the damp side of the circuit, and they've slid into the side of Ben Mitchell and taken them both out of contention.
But it's still Esterson just about holding on. It's Kotick losing out there, and MacArthur up into third place there from way down on the grid.
Out of a third is quite extraordinary. Kotick now around the outside of Esterson.
Out of shape there is MacArthur. He's out of the race. Well, not out of the race, but out of contention for the moment. He could come back through though. We have a safety car now. Could that be related to the demise of Jack Sullivan? Is that his car there?
Presumably.
Possibly. There we are. There's another view of it. That's on the exit of Cox Corner, just on the tarmac runoff. Green flag waves, and it's Michael Eastwell leading, Michael Moyers second, and Jonathan Kotick third as they head down to Cox Corner for the 9th time in this race.
So Jonathan Kotick's going with the top two. The rest are falling back as Ayrton Howe goes up the inside of his Ammonite Motorsport teammate, Hugh Esterson, and they're absolutely will to will. Luke Cooper slid out wide out of the curb, so that's allowed Sam Harrison up a spot. He would quite like another. He's up the inside of Hugh Esterson. You wouldn't think he's not raced in this type of racing before, and he's up to 5th.
What's going to happen for the lead here? Is Michael Moyes going to make a bid down the inside into Brooklands Corner in front of his sponsors? He's tried it. He's got very close indeed, and it's not worked out for him there. The last lap of the race then, it's Eastwell leading, Moyes second, and Jonathan Kotick third. Still only one of these drivers could win it. As we're watching this battle for the lead here, is it going to be Moyes that is able to take the lead away? He was looking for the outside of Eastwell this time, couldn't find a way through there. He tried the inside on the previous laps. There's the checkered flag made ready at the end of the race, and it's Michael Eastwell that wins from Michael Moyes in second, Jonathan Kotick third, Luke Cooper fourth, Tom MacArthur, Felix Fisher in fact fifth, and problems towards the end. Pascal Moron has gone out, and Drew Cameron as well, and that was in the final positions for the final as well, and they've tangled on the final lap of the race. But no such dramas for Michael Eastwell. A real determined effort from Michael Moyes, but it didn't come off for him there.
Oh, we've been working to this over the last several years, so several attempts of running this race, and second last year. It'd be lovely to cap it off with a win this year, so we'll see how we go.
Thank you very much, guys. It all whittles down to this. The rain is still falling here at Silverstone, and what a shake-up for the grand final here for the Walter Hayes Trophy. It's already enough pressure starting on pole position in one of these races, but to start on pole position and then suddenly the rain starts to fall on a driver, never something you want to see.
Cars coming out now onto the green flag lap, and this is where they'll see what the track surface is like, and this is how they are going to line up. Pole position is the number 92, Michael Eastwell. He was second in last year's Walter Hayes Trophy Grand Final. Chris Middlehurst, he was fourth 2 years ago. Michael Moyes has won it twice a few years ago. Next to him is Joey Forster. Row 3, Jonathan Kotick next to the leading South African, Julian van der Watt in the KMR Sport Miguel. We're getting the 5-second board now. The race about to get underway, and it does so now, and it's Michael Eastwell then on the right-hand side of the picture, Chris Middlehurst on the left-hand side of shot, but it's Eastwell that goes through into the lead. Middlehurst is second, and it looks like Michael Moyes is there in third position from Joey Forster in fourth spot at the moment. So a great calibre of driver at the front of this field, as we expect in the Walter Hayes Trophy Grand Final, but it is Michael Eastwell that's leading Middlehurst, and Moyes down into Beckett's for the first time. Luke Cooper trying to make up positions around the outside on a greasy circuit there, but is everyone going to get through Beckett's for the first time? It looks like they more or less are, and there is Josh Fisher, who's going to try and make up places from row 12.
Josh Fisher got to 18th on that first lap. Ben Mitchell up to 22nd. They're both gaining places as Chris Middlehurst gets sideways under braking. Joey Forster looks up the inside of Moyes, who's got lots of speed, so he's going around the outside of Middlehurst, and he's sideways. He's squeezing through though into P2. The cars are everywhere.
Oh, and that's Julian van der Watt that's off from 5th place, the South African. He is going to try and avoid the gravel trap and try and get back into this race, but he's no longer going to be a contender. You've got Joey Forster and Michael Moyes. They've won 6 Walter Hayes trophies between them, going side by side, and now Chris Middlehurst going to try and make it 3 wide over the timing line, but Michael Eastwell continues to lead here. Who's going to be second though by the time they get to Cops Corner? It's Eastwell leading, and it's Moyes second, Forster third, Middlehurst fourth, and spinning is Jonathan Kotick. He goes round and round and round, and Jonathan Kotick now drops well down the order.
Joey Forster looks to the inside of Michael Moyes in towards Brooklands back end, trying to fight the car, and he's almost got into the side of Moyes. They're both, and he's hugely sideways, Forster. That gives Middlehurst a chance. The lines are all over the place. Where's the grip in? Possibly they know where is the answer to that.
Yeah, I think they're all trying to find it, and not really getting anywhere in terms of finding it. Eastwell, meanwhile, is pulling out a bit of a gap here as the rest of them are battling. Moyes in second, and into the gravel trap. That's James Hadfield, isn't it?
No, Little John. In James Hadfield's car.
In James Hadfield's car, yes, that's right. Red flag's now out, so the race being stopped here. Pole position then is going to go the way of Michael Eastwell, with Michael Moyes alongside him on the front row of the grid. Then it's going to be Joey Forster and Chris Middlehurst on the second row of the grid. Andrew Rextor and Luke Cooper on row 3. We're ready for the off. 9 laps of action for the Walter Hayes Trophy Grand Final, and it gets underway now, and it's a pretty good start from Michael Eastwell, I think, but has Michael Moyers got the run on him up to Copse Corner this time? No, he's not. So it's Eastwell ahead of Moyers. Then I think it's Forster third, Rackstraw fourth, as cars come through Copse for the first time. But it's Eastwell leading from Moyers, and then Forster, and then it is Rackstraw in fourth position. Yeah, there's Alex Berg starting. Here goes Moyers for the lead of the race on the inside line at Brooklands Corner, and he's gone through to take the lead. And Joey Forster on the wet stuff now on the exit of Brooklands Corner, and Eastwell trying to fight back on the inside line.
They must be millimetres apart, the two wheels of the drivers there. The inside line. Oh, they have clashed this time. Up in the air goes Michael Moyers. He's off. He's in the gravel. He's out of the race.
He certainly is, and Joey Forster ran wide as well there, so he has lost ground. There is Moyers in the barrier, and now it's Luke Cooper who's coming through as well. And Middlehurst, who was sixth, he's in the lead of the race. Josh Fisher coming up to third as well. But it's Eastwell from Middlehurst now. He's out of straight, and it's Fisher that goes through to the lead of the race at Beckett.
From 24th on the initial grid, it's far from over though. That's a secondary car who's been caught up in an incident. Is that Sam Street, possibly?
Might be. Well, I think they've spotted some yellow flags there, and a safety car is back out again. So a couple of incidents to be dealt with there. Anyway, racing gets back underway for 4 laps here at Silverstone, and it is Josh Fisher leading, Chris Middlehurst in second, as they head down to Copse Corner for the sixth time in this race. On the left-hand side of your pictures, it is Chris Middlehurst. On the right-hand side of your pictures, it is Josh Fisher as they come into the turning area for Brooklands, and it's Middlehurst that gets the lead, but he's going to run wide over the exit of the corner. Does this allow Michael Eastwell to try and find a way through between both of them? Well, it's Fisher that's holding on at the moment.
Josh LaRue is up to 6th from what was originally basically the back of the grid. This could be quite the result. He has lots of pace.
Joey Forster did the best lap of the race. He's now up inside the top 10 as he recovers. So similar situation to the previous lap, but this time we've got Michael Eastwell up the inside of both of the first two, and he takes the lead of the race at Brooklands Corner.
But does he stay there on the exit of the corner because they're coming back at him? Chris Middlehurst is going to claim the lead for now, but then Josh Fisher on the tighter line will get past. How many lead changes there have been in 2 corners there?
I don't know.
Absolutely extraordinary.
Because there's only one more lap to go at the end of this one.
Yeah, it's looking quite good for Chris Middlehurst, but there's still over a lap to go, as you say. Josh LaRue dropped back on that previous lap after gaining all those positions. Josh Fisher, after remarkably taking the lead, might fall off the podium here because Andrew Rackstraw is alongside him, down in towards Laffield Corner, but can't go through. Got Luke Cooper and Adam Higgins just behind the spin, and that is Josh LaRue, who's had an excellent race up until that point, but it's all gone wrong.
They go on to the final lap. Is that going to be too much for Michael Eastwell?
The gap came down by a 10th in the first sector, so Michael Eastwell throwing everything at this, and Andrew Rackstraw's got third away from Josh Fisher then, so he could get the South African onto the podium after all. Chris Middlehurst's gap then half a second at the end of sector 1. Under the vehicle bridge they go. The gap is still half a second.
Yeah, it is. Eastwell's not really been able to eat into it quite enough, has he? So Chris Middlehurst, who's been doing this event for more than a decade now, on and off, he's had various decent results. 4th in 2021, his best. Can he hold on to this for the final couple of corners? Just behind him he's got Michael Eastwell. He also would like to have his first win at the event, and it's Andrew Rackstraw in third, who's had a great day, but it's going to be Chris Middlehurst who has the best day of all. He comes through to take the 2023 Walter Hayes Trophy, and isn't he happy with that? Punching the air, Chris Middlehurst, the winner for Dolan Motorsport. Second is Michael Eastwell for KMR, and third also for KMR is Andrew Rackstraw, the leading overseas finisher there. Chris Middlehurst getting out of his car. He takes off the helmet, an embrace that's nice to see with Eastwell and with Rackstraw as well, as they celebrate at the end of that race. A great cheer, a great round of applause. The results of the grand final of the 2023 Walter Hayes Trophy. Chris Middlehurst it was that took the win from the KMR Sport Spectrum 011C of Michael Eastwell. Third, another KMR car, another Spectrum, that of South African Andrew Rackstraw. Josh Fisher from 24th to first back to 4th, and then Joey Forster was 5th in.
Chris, a fantastic race and a fantastic result, more importantly.
Yeah, amazing to win the Walter Hayes Trophy. I've been trying for, well, must be like, 12 years now kind of thing, on and off.